Imagine being trapped, no way out, no future, just a life of oppression, forced into a system that strips you of everything. That was the reality for the Israelites in Egypt. But what if I told you their journey from slavery to freedom holds the key to the greatest success stories of all time? Stay with me, because the route they took isn't just history, it's a blueprint for building a life of wealth, freedom, and purpose. Act 1. The Call to Freedom. Picture this. Over 600,000 people enslaved, toiling under the unforgiving sun, their dreams crushed beneath the weight of a ruthless regime. This wasn't just any captivity. The Egyptians controlled everything: wealth, power, and, most of all, their future. Yet, in the midst of this darkness, something extraordinary happened. A leader emerged. Moses, a man who wasn't afraid to question the system, who would defy an empire, and whose faith in the impossible would lead a nation to the edge of freedom. This wasn't just about escaping Egypt. It was about breaking free from a cycle of despair and building something better. Here's the first lesson. When you decide to break free, the impossible starts to bend in your favor. In the face of fear, uncertainty, and unimaginable odds, Moses and the Israelites took the first step toward freedom, just like you can today, by choosing to stop. Playing small, stop conforming, and take that bold leap toward a life of true potential. Now, don't worry, I'm not telling you to go part the Red Sea or start chasing down Pharaoh, but what if you could harness the same courage Moses did to create your own path to success? Think about it. Act 2. The Wilderness of Testing. After escaping Egypt, the Israelites faced the wilderness, a harsh, unforgiving desert stretching for miles. It was a place where many doubted their decision, where complaints echoed in the air, and the challenge of survival seemed impossible. They were scared, they were tired, and in many ways they were tempted to go back to what they knew, even if it meant living in slavery. Sound familiar? How many of us give up when the going gets tough, when the obstacles pile up, and the dream seems distant? But here's the truth. The wilderness is where your character is built. It's where you find your grit, your resilience. Just like the Israelites learned, your success journey is never linear. It's full of detours, setbacks, and moments when you'll question everything. Success isn't just about the destination, it's about what you learn in the struggle. The Israelites had to face hunger, fear, and doubt, but each challenge was a step closer to their promised land. And so it is with you. Each setback, each failure, it's not a sign to quit, but a sign to push harder. Your wilderness is your training ground. How many of you have faced that moment where everything felt like it was falling apart, and yet you kept going? That's the moment of transformation. Act 3, the Promised Land and the Reward. Finally, after years of wandering, struggle, and doubt, the Israelites reached the Promised Land, a land flowing with milk and honey, a place of abundance and prosperity. They had fought for it, they had earned it, and now they were ready to build the future they had only dreamed of. But what does this really mean for you? The Promised Land is not a physical place. It's your vision of success. It's the life of wealth, freedom, and fulfillment that you've been working toward. Just like the Israelites, you have a choice. You can stay stuck in the desert, or you can fight for your own promised land. Here's the most important point. The reward isn't just the wealth or success. It's the person you become in the process. The Israelites were not the same people when they crossed into the Promised Land. They had been tested, transformed, and refined. And that is exactly what happens to you when you push through adversity and keep your eyes on the prize. So what happens next? What's the next step after you've reached your own promised land? How do you sustain your success once you've arrived? Stay tuned, because that's a lesson the Israelites had to learn the hard way. Remember, the road to success is not easy. It's filled with struggles, detours, and moments when you'll want to give up. But if you stay the course, if you face the wilderness head on, you will eventually step into your own promised land. Your journey starts now.